Okay, so today I'll be playing against Mahyar in the Crazyhouse World Championship. This is round 2. Okay, let's get started. This is all theory so far. H4, okay. So I don't really know how to respond to this. Kind of tempted not to castle, but don't really know the lines here. Could try F6 too, and maybe trade here. Or just H5. H5 seems a bit risky though, it weakens the light squares. I think it's worth it though. Don't want to let him push anymore. That would be A6. Get him to trade and then get the rook on the open file. And then I can use the bishop somewhere. I feel like eventually I'm going to get rid of this knight too. Trade for it because this knight's pretty strong. Might drop a diagonal on d7 later. Okay, that's clever. This is kind of weak now. Could take here or try to counterattack. If I want to defend this, I would take the knight, I think, and then move the bishop back maybe. But it feels kind of weird to try to defend this. So maybe knight b4 is better. Then I guess he has knight a3 though. Cover c2. I think it's better to just take here and go bishop g6. Takes with the bishop, then I trade first, maybe. This could get bad pretty quickly, I think. I think white's much better already. This is hard to defend. Because like after takes, bishop back, you can put a bishop here. Maybe I should try like knight g6, let him take, and then take somewhere else. Or I could do knight b4 first, but no, let's just go back. Drops the bishop here, I think I want to take and then play knight f5. And the queen's attacking the pawn. My knight's good on f5. Or I could play knight f5 immediately and give up the queen. Let him take and then I take back. My king's still pretty safe. Or he might even try bishop here and just keep pressuring this pawn. And then I guess I have to counterattack because I don't think I can defend the pawn. Here I can easily block. This knight's strong on e4 as well. I want to maybe sack it here eventually, but I can drop another knight on e4. Could also do knight b4, trade, if I need more material. Here I can just take and then redrop, so that's tempting. Or I could just let him trade, take with the pawn. So I think I'll just do knight b4 because there's no reason to trade if... Oh, okay, I guess he can move his knight away, but then I get material anyways, and I can take here and drop a pawn here and fork, so... I think knight takes d2 is not as good as this move. I have a nice time advantage. Let's stick with the pawn. Gotta be a bit careful with the open queens. Okay, I could block on d. No, okay, I can't do that. Okay, if I play c6, he has knight at d6. If I play knight 2 c6, that looks like the best move. These bishops are pretty good defenders, so it's a bit tough to do something about that. Now let's say I trade queens. If rook takes, maybe knight takes c2, but then he can just hide, so it doesn't look so good. I try knight at d3 check. Looks a bit bad though. I think I just have to block though, but this is pretty uncomfortable. Now we can, yeah, now we can trade queens and play bishop takes e7, and I can't take like this because it's pinned, so I have to play king takes. I don't even know if I can defend against that. Probably, if he trades queens, I'm gonna, okay. Really want to take, I guess he takes, and then he wins this knight here. I think I can probably castle though, so let's do that. But then I lose h5. Okay, I think h5 is fine if I take again and knight takes c2. So here, okay, I take like this to sack my queen, or just defend, I think, yeah. Now he can't take this knight because I have at d2, that should be mate. Yeah, at d2 is mate, king f1, queen here, get the rook, rotate, bishop drop, and then rook here if he runs that way, and if he goes to say rook e1 is mate. He's got to defend d2 somehow. Or try this. I can probably just sidestep, or I can take it. I don't see why I can't. Let's not risk it. Actually, I think he's going for knight h6, so this is the safest line. I'm still threatening this mate here. Okay, that's a good defense. I feel like bishop e5 looks good, just because it threatens mate, and it's hard for him to defend. It's kind of awkward, maybe queen h3 or something. Knight f4, that works, yeah. I guess pin the knight. If he takes, the knight is now pinned. And then can I do, let's just take here. Okay, well I have that defended, so let's do this, and then g7 is still covered. I was hoping I had a counterattack, but I don't think I do. Maybe. Okay, he doesn't have any diagonals, so I guess I can do this. And now I can just take. I'm turning. Oh, I blundered mate. Oof. Okay, my goal was to take and drop on f3, but I guess I need a second bishop first. It's a tough one. Oh, he's playing a lot of h5 openings. I don't really know what to do against that. I think I'm gonna let him take there if he wants to. Could play c4. It's a bit risky because my light squares are kind of weak, but it's worth a shot. If he takes, it's actually a trick because I take e4. It's a piece for me. I think this is good because his idea is to take the bishop is my guess, and then I have weak light squares now. He could try dropping here, but then he'd be pretty low in material. Maybe he wants to get my knight. Yeah, so I guess I'll take with bishop, cover here. He's got knight here, but I don't think I'm really care about the rook. I guess e4 is already defended, so I could have tried. No, okay, if I take here, he's knight h3, which is a bit worse, and then take f4, so I think bishop takes the best. King f1. I might go for this. e3 maybe. This kind of looks worse for me, to be honest. Oh, we can even take f4. I didn't see that. And I guess bishop at e3 because I got the light squares kind of covered. Bishop e3 maybe bishop d3. Okay, this is interesting. I think he wants to take my rook with some drops here, so maybe if I move my rook out of the way, that could be good. I think so. If he goes here, then I think I can sack the queen. I guess he takes the rook, though. Maybe I shouldn't have allowed knight f2. It's kind of hard to do anything else, though. Bishop e1, and he could take my rook. It looks pretty good, actually. I guess bishop e1 was better. Yeah, and somehow I'm getting to these positions where my king's so weak. Really early on. I think for a long time, I think knight f2 is kind of the obvious move. After rook takes e3, takes h1 looks best to me. And then I guess maybe bishop at g1 to cover f2. Maybe his knight's a bit trapped. Can't really do much with the rook, luckily, so maybe it's still better for me, but... Okay, he tries this instead. I could play queen b3, I could take the rook. Queen b3 takes d2 though, so I think I'm gonna just sack the queen. He's only got pawns and a queen. I guess he could put a pawn here or a pawn here and send to remote. I think I have enough minors to cover everything. If he plays like queen here, then maybe I can't even cover both of them though. Okay, he doesn't do that. Knight at e2 covers both squares. Let's just do that. I think it's worth it. It also covers c1, which is a bit scary. I think queen at c1 would have won one of the pieces. Okay. Now I have a tempo, so I'll try to take advantage of that. He's also low on time, so I'll try to move a little faster. Knight h4 could be good. Could also try this, so I have knight at e5. But then he has at d3, though. Could probably allow that, though. Yeah, here if at d3, then I can take and drop and win the queen. If he takes there, it's not strong enough. Okay. So, this looks really good for me now. Actually, this might even be mate already. Well, yeah, knight e7. If he goes here, I have mate in 1. He's okay. There we go. So I guess if he went back, I would still have a discovered check, and it should have been winning. Don't really know what to play against his h5, so I'll probably try something different. I don't think I liked how h4. He played h4. I don't like h5. I think it kind of went badly, so let's try a6, and then just play rook b8 later and get the open file. I'm not so sure if I'm going to castle or not, because if I do castle, this can get scary. Take, bishop takes, and I don't know. You just don't really be in that kind of position. Unless you really have to. Well, I feel like I'm also better with defending a castled king than a center king, so it's a bit scary. Could also try doubling my bishops on this diagonal, because he doesn't have a bishop to drop to defend, so it's kind of hard to defend this square. Maybe knight a3 again, and I can take, so it doesn't really work. He doesn't want to drop a knight here. That's kind of a waste of a piece. And I guess I'm noticing this pattern. I keep getting ahead on time by quite a bit, so maybe I can try to use that. But I do think he's better under time pressure, even though I usually play 1-0. I think +2 is very different than +0, so like the first game I freely panicked. I guess h6 is a bit scary. It's a bit laggy, to be honest. Hopefully it gets better. If I take, he might have this or something. So. I think I have to play bishop at f6 or f8. Let's do f8, I guess. It's starting to lag pretty bad. I might have to stop the stream for a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream because my computer is really dying. Maybe I'll start it up again.